All right, guys, good morning or good afternoon to you. This is our phonics lesson for today. This is lesson 162, and today is Tuesday, May 5th. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to let you do the letters and your sounds by yourself since yesterday I did them with you. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. What letter? What sound? What letter? Short sound? Long sound. What letters? What sound? What letter? What sound? What letter? What sound? What letter? What sound? What letters? What sound? What letters? What sound? What letters? What sound? What letter? What sound? What letters? What sound? What letter? Consonant sound, vowel sound. What letter? What sound? What letter? What sound? What letters? What sound? What letter? What sound? What letter? What sound? What letters? What sound? What letters? What sound? What letters? What sound? What letter? What sound? What letters? What sound? What letters? What sound? What letters? What letter? What sound? What letter? What sound? What letter? What sound? What letter? What sound? What letters? What sound? What letters? What sound? What letters? What sound? What letter? What sound? What letter? What sound? What letter? What sound? What letters? What sound? What letters? What sound? What letter? Short sound, long sound. What letter? What sound? What letters? What sound? What letter? What sound? What letters? What sound? What letters? Hard sound, short sound. What letter? What sound? What letter? What sound? What letter? What sound? What letter? What letters? What sound? What letters? What sound? First letters? What sound? Second letters? What sound? Third letters? What sound? Fourth letters? What sound? Fifth letters? What sound? All right, we're going to go ahead and go on to our reading words. Today we're going to start with our sight words. I'm going to let you do that by yourself, okay? And yesterday we learned 2 new sight words. When we come to that, I'll remind you of those, okay? All right, guys, this is a new sight word from yesterday. What is that sight word? Yeah, if you said there, you are correct. All right, there's another one from yesterday. What is that word? If you said where, you are correct too. All right, guys, I'm going to let you read those words for me. Read those words as best as you can. Read those words for me. Read those words for me. All right, these are automaticity words. That's a really big word, but these are words that they're going to show you the same words on the next few pages, but they're going to move the words around. So even if you're having a hard time saying those words the first time, as you keep going through each slide, you should say them a little bit quicker and faster the next. So read those words as best as you can for me. Okay, read those words. They're the same words, but they're just on a different spot or position on the slide. Read those words for me. Read those words for me. Read those words. All right. All right, let's go on to some more words. I want you to do your very best reading. Read those words for me. If you need to pause the video, you may do that. And all of these words that you're seeing right now, these have our end blends that we learned from last week. All right, guys, we are going to learn a new sound, and this new sound is another ends blend. It comes at the end of a word. All right, and you've probably seen this before in some words, but remember that dash that you see, or that little dash, or some people call it a hyphen as well. That dash or that hyphen comes before the M and the P. That means that there are going to be some letters before MP. So that means M and P work together to come at the end. M says P says P. So when you get them together, they say Okay, let's go over these words that have together, okay, in them. All right, here we go. Since this is a new sound, I will do these first set of words, and then I'll let you do the next slide. Here we go. Dump. Stamp. Lump. Limp. All right, I want you to do this last one. Remember to say that sound, and then read that word for me. All right, guys, that was our new sound for today, and that sound is okay? All right, guys, I will see you on the next phonics lesson. Have a good day.